Bill Daly, well, let me bring into the conversation David Asman, my colleague.
Yes, John Scott,
David, what can you tell us?
I just want to give you some late-breaking information. Perhaps one of the things that is of greatest fear is that there is yet another terrorist attack since those two plane crashes happened within 20 minutes of each other. Well, all of Manhattan has been sealed off. This is probably unprecedented. Of course, all of this is unprecedented in this dastardly occasion, but Manhattan has been sealed off. The Hudson River bridges and the tunnels have been sealed. Clearly, there is an attempt right now to thwart any further act of terrorism, act of violence against the people of Manhattan. So Manhattan is in a lockdown. We've heard that phrase used in school shootings. We've heard that phrase used in jailbreaks. I can't recall ever having that phrase used with regard to a city the size of Manhattan. But Manhattan is in a lockdown. It is sealed off. The Hudson River bridges, the tunnels, the east side, the west side, the north, the south. Of course, we are an island here in Manhattan, has been sealed off. One can only guess that the U.S. Armed Forces is now in a state of high alert to prevent any planes or any other vehicular traffic in the air from impacting anywhere in Manhattan on civilian targets. We are a city under siege right now, and the United States of America is warding off any further terrorist threats on the city of Manhattan. John?
All right, David, we'll be checking with the Air Force to find out, and also with the FAA to find out what's going on with the airspace in and around Manhattan. Clearly it has happened with two planes to this point, and, well, you just got to wonder what reaction happens next. Let's find out from a former special agent of the FBI. This is Joseph Contamessa, New York Special Operations. He's joining us by telephone now. Joseph, how do you proceed from here?
Well, clearly, when this particular tragedy and criminal act became clear, the FBI, as well as all of the other national security resources, are going to be pulled immediately to identify, is there any other immediate threat? Right now, I think the city is probably taking its best effort now to do a lockdown of sorts. If the intention of these terrorists is clearly to disrupt the American public, well, they have, in fact, succeeded.
Yeah, clearly, a lot of people are terrified. There are going to be scores, perhaps hundreds of dead in those two buildings, to say nothing of the people who may have been on board one of the airliners. Again, one report is that a hijacked airliner, the FBI is looking at a report of a hijacked airliner that may have been the first one to slam into the North Tower of the World Trade Center a couple of minutes before 9 this morning. Agent Contamessa, what about the airspace? Are there plans in place in a situation like this? Can the federal government simply shut down the airspace and keep all airplanes on the ground? Well,
of course, any legitimate aircraft can be controlled totally through the FAA and the various control centers and towers. However, a hijacked aircraft that is under control of...
I want to interrupt you for just a minute. The White House is being evacuated. That comes to us from one of our Fox producers in Washington. The White House is being evacuated. The Pentagon as well. It should be noted that there are sharpshooters on the roof of the White House who have anti-aircraft missiles for just this kind of situation, but the White House is being evacuated. Now, you know that President Bush is not there. He is at this moment in Florida, perhaps boarding Air Force One to prepare to return to the nation's capital. I don't want to incite any undue panic, but there is a report only, of another aircraft that has crashed on Interstate 395, one of the main routes in Washington, D.C. Now, that is only a report at this point, but given the pictures you're seeing on your screen right now, anything is possible. David Asman is joining us from Fox Central. David, what do you have?
John, we are hearing right now of another explosion that has taken place at the Pentagon. We have the heart of the financial district of America being attacked. Now we understand that there is an explosion. There has been an explosion in the Pentagon, the heart of the military command center of the United States of America, John. It can't get much worse than this. Let's hope.
Let's hope. David Asman. That would be right next to Interstate 395. So that report, the Pentagon is next to I-395, one of the main commuter highways in and out of Washington, D.C. So, David, that would fit in with this report that we had earlier.
We must, as we've said before, not only have we not heard that a city is under a lockdown, but we must say we've seen schools under siege. We must say now that we are a nation under siege. Right now, we are a nation under siege. There is a terrorist attack, as you can see, at the heart of the financial capital of the world, and now one at the heart of the military command center of the United States of America, the Pentagon. Apparently, there has been an explosion. We have no further details. We don't know the extent of that, but we do have word that there's been an explosion at the Pentagon as well.
And there are some smoke clouds